Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to the Naval Creed. Today we're going to be going over the first out of 3 missions for the current event that is going on right now. If you have not been made aware of what that event is for, it is for the new skin of Fuso. It's called Star Reacher, and it literally just takes the pagoda mask and makes it like 20 times higher. It's a really silly looking ship, honestly. But if you like it, you can definitely go for it. So, this first mission is not too hard if you know what you're doing. For today's video, I will be using Orion or the Galaxy Montana, mainly because it gives me uh, a lot more point gain bonus, 30%. So that helps, and also you can't really match the firepower of a Montana. I do know for the personal mission and the ultimate mission, there are Kaga, like space Kagas, and they have 300,000 health, and they can't be citadeled, and they have bombers just like Grav Zeppelin, and they just automatically hit you. So those are really hard. I actually haven't played the ultimate, but I've seen screenshots of what you go against. This is a UFO game. You do have to shoot the UFO. It can be pretty difficult, especially with the personal mission, which we will go on in a couple of days. I can tell you right now, I will not win that mission at all. I'm going to have fun and see how many aircraft I can knock down, and you'll understand when we get there. But for right now, I've only won the lightweight mission, and even that was a pretty good challenge, honestly. So that is the mission we are going on today. So let's see what we can do to hop into a game. Alright, so I have joined a game with another player who decided to join my group. He's in a Super Yamato. I do have 2 North Carolinas as bots. We have a UFO, 2 Montanas, and 3, well, technically Massachusetts. They're listed as South Dakotas, though. The thing about these Montanas is that if you've played earlier events, they have those weird gun turrets which only have 2 guns each, and they're like very boxy. They're not terrible, and they actually do quite a bit of damage to you too, so you have to keep that in mind, but there is no threat of aircraft at this tier. So you can focus on your guns alone, and we can go through my recommendations of best ship picks afterwards. But for right now, let's just play the game. So for all of you who have not played against the UFO before, the UFO, I'll show you once she becomes visible, has a, I guess you could say, a force field that surrounds her. It doesn't protect her from damage necessarily, it protects her from high explosive shells. So they explode before they actually hit the UFO itself. So you have to use armor piercing against her. Now you can citadel her, you have to shoot her in the right spot. But even if you don't citadel her, just hitting her will give you a lot of damage too. So as you can see, there's the UFO. That entire glowing shield around her negates all HE damage. But it does not negate armor piercing. So you can use a lot of your armor piercing weaponry to get some good damage. Now it has that laser you just saw. Among other weapons, it has some pretty good secondaries. I do believe it has a heal as well, but that laser certainly does hurt. You have to be careful about it. And there's those Montanas with the weird turrets. So I'm actually going to angle towards the stern here. You cannot angle against the laser. You can angle against every other ship, but not that laser. So that was a good chunk of damage on that Monty. It's actually a new kind of UFO. In this case, you can see like the jets on the bottom are pink and the ones in the rear are orange. That's not usually the case. I think they're like usually green or purple or something like that. And so that's kind of interesting. I just now noticed that. As you can see, the main turrets on this Montana are not normal turrets. They're really weird, boxy, dual-gunned turrets. I'm not quite sure why they have that, but that's just something that they've done before. Alright, We lost one of our North Carolinas. I'm trying to see if I can take out the Montanas first and then focus on the UFO. Oh, we lost both of our Montanas. Is our... Okay, he is in the game. Okay. So just having 2 people might not be enough. I did it the first time with just 2 people, me and another player. But I'm not getting the damage I need to on this Montana. Alright, so I'm going to try and focus on this UFO now. Because he's stuck in a perfect spot, because I can get some good citadels here. And let's try and get back some of the damage that we've taken. Well, I didn't get any citadels, but I did get 50,000 damage. Alright, so let's work more on this UFO here. Oh, we're getting a big beating. Alright, we're gonna have to move here. Almost 60,000 damage. The UFO is kind of unpredictable. It can get stuck on islands and other ships, and it's not always going to be the same each game, which some other events have had. So if you can get it like where it is right now, on my side, where it's completely beached and pretty much defenseless, or reversing, that is a prime time to get some good damage in on her. We're just working her over. Right now we're the only one shooting at UFO. I'm not sure what my teammate's doing. I'm assuming that they're taking on the bots. But that wasn't a good shot. Yeah, looks like she's taking on that South Dakota. Though she's taking a beating herself. She shouldn't have that much trouble with just a South... yeah, okay, so we got one down. Is that Montana? Yeah, the Montana went down. That we were working on earlier. That's good at least. Alright, so now the UFO is moving. I hope she's going to hit the South Dakota that's still around here. Though, she's going to go right into the island. That helps me. Because she'll be stuck again. There we go. And let's put another broadside out. Let's speed back up. How are you doing? You're about half health. You should not be losing that fight. Let's put up our fighter to see if we can spot the UFO again. Hey, we got all 12 hits. Let's pop another heal. Yep, there's a South Dakota. Not too worried about them. They're just normal Massachusetts. And if you use something like a Montana, you're definitely going to overpower that. Alright, there is the UFO. Now, it does look like it is healing, actually. Yes, it is healing. So it does have a heal. It looks like it's about 2,000... No, it's about 6,000 points? I'll just take another 50,000 off. Ooh, that Montana got slapped. Alright, let's just keep building her down. Good damages. I love the firepower of Montana in events. However, she never had the point gain bonus like some other ships. And so when they came out with Orion, yes, she is pretty much a copy paste of Montana, but she does have that point bonus that you needed pretty much on the ship, and that makes her a really, really, really strong event ship. Alright, so I'm just going to tank what I can right now. One more salvo should finish off this UFO. If my teammate doesn't steal the kill. And they did. But whatever. Alright, so what do we have left? All 3 South Dakotas. So even at an angle, you can't really do much against 12 16-inch guns. And there's the UFO. You better look at her. Still 3 pens. Alright, so let's get moving here. Because the other 2 are over there. And we have 1 left over here. Let's actually switch to high explosive. We're not at a good angle for armor piercing. And we can send a couple high explosive shells downrange or salvos. See if we can light any fires. Yeah, I'm just ricocheting. So South Dakota's pretty much stationary right now. She's going to give me broadside in a second because she's going to turn to the left. So let's get our armor piercing ready for that. And almost 10,000 damage in 2 fires. This ship is really good with high explosive as well. Not just armor piercing. Montana's literally one of the best ships you can ever have for an event. Oh, she turned to the right. That's interesting. Either way, she's going to give us broadside. We'll take advantage of that. And that accuracy on that first turret was kind of trash. Well, we got a Citadel. 38,000 damage. I want to see what my damage numbers is, because you get some good damage in these events. There goes one of the other South Dakotas. We have this one finishing up. I'm going to switch back to explosive. Because if I do get a chance to shoot at this other South Dakota, it'll be at long range, where my armor piercing will not be as effective. So might as well just switch now. Might as well use the last heal. Not that I really need it, but I have it. Yep. Don't think I'm going to be able to do much against this South Dakota. And there we go. Our teammate finished her up right as we finished. So let's see how we did. We had 594,000 damage, 1 ship sunk, 178 shell hits, 2 citadels, 2 fires. Not a lot of XP, that's not the real purpose of this game. We apparently didn't earn any XP. Whatever. And yeah, I mean, pretty straightforward game. We had, how much on the UFO? 430,000 damage on that UFO. So yeah, you can get a lot of damage with her. She is a good ship for events. So event ships. So this first one, you don't have any carriers. So for battleships, you can definitely use Montana. As you saw, you could definitely use some version of Yamato, whether it be the normal, the refit, or the Super Yamato, or the Lotus one. So Montana would be good. Even Missouri, or Illinois, or Ohio would be good. France, Jeanne d'Arc, or Alsace, or even just France herself. So it's mainly just top tier battleships. At this first one, I guess you don't really need to focus on, well, all you need is something with good firepower and survivability. You saw what your opponents are going to be, so whatever you think would be best to take on that UFO and 5 battleships. For me, that's a battleship. And for me, that's also Montana or Orion. But I could also see Soyuz as being very good. Temeraire would also be good, and those are both point bonus ships. Yeah, Kurfürst. I don't think I would use Frederick the Gross or Rhineland. I think those are just too squishy in themselves. Yeah, there's quite a few different ships you can use. If you wanted to, you could use carriers as well. I don't know how they fare against the UFO, so if you do use a carrier, you would have to focus on the bots. and then have the rest of your teammates focus on the UFO, which is definitely a viable option. I've done that with Lining quite a few times before in earlier events, and I will probably do that tomorrow because I'm pretty sure the ultimate mission is going to be a lot more than just what I can handle with one or two other people. I need to have a full group, but we'll get there tomorrow. So as of right now, that is the video we have. Tomorrow we'll be going over the ultimate mission. And that's this one. I have not beat it yet, so we'll see what we can do. So thank you for watching and take care.